Hi there, my name is Linus Mel. I'm a home gardener in gardening zones 5B/6A, depending on how cold our winter gets. Today, I'm going to try out something new. Well, I've only been gardening for a full year, so that was 2022, and pretty much everything is new for me at this point. I've learned about the importance of adding organic material into soil, amending the soil, just so when it's go time for spring, the soil should be ready to receive the plants that I transplant in that period. Since I've been doing this for a short period of time, I've had some mistakes. One of those would be spending a lot of money on fertilizers. But knowing what I know now, I'm going to be concentrating on adding organic matter into my soil. And one of those organic matter that I've learned is alfalfa pellets. This is what they look like. Alfalfa. Alfalfa is a perennial plant from the legume family that is typically used for grazing, hay, silage, green manure, and cover crops. Alfalfa pellets are dehydrated forms of alfalfa used as protein supplements for animals. In terms of gardening, alfalfa is very rich in nitrogen and thus makes a great slow-release fertilizer. Because the alfalfa plant has deep taproots, they are able to go further down the ground to absorb minerals otherwise unavailable to the surface. When the pellets disintegrate, those minerals are deposited in the surface for other plants to use. Now, perhaps the most exciting thing about the alfalfa that I learned is that they are a natural source of a growth hormone called triacontanol. I'll dig into that later. You can easily find alfalfa pellets in farm supply store. Here in southwestern Ontario, the only place I know about is PV Mart. They also carry products that might be interesting to fellow gardeners like me. So check them out too. So in terms of pricing, they're $18.99 for 20 kilograms. So that's about 50 pounds. It's lots of alfalfa. And this is what they look like. Now let's go back to triacontanol. Triacontanol is a naturally occurring growth regulator hormone. And as you can see in the screen, that's just a sample of what it's supposed to do. Because triacontanol helps increase leaf area per plant and enhances the pigments that help with photosynthesis, the plant ends up having more yield and better quality. Also, because triacontanol enhances mineral nutrient acquisition, they are able to respond to stress more effectively, and thus they grow better. Similarly, triacontanol modulates antioxidant enzyme activities, which is helpful when they're trying to scavenge or detoxifying reactive oxygen species, otherwise known as free radicals. And lastly, because triacontanol changes leaf anatomy and vascular structure, that means the plant is able to transport nutrients and signaling molecules that will help them respond to stress. I think triacontanol is a very cool hormone. So my plan for this morning is to, add alfalfa pellets to my whole garden bed. I'll also be adding them into the containers where I put my dahlia in. And then over the next 2 months or so, the alfalfa pellets should disintegrate and they should be ready for when I start planting in the spring. So just continue watching this channel if you're interested in finding out how I do it. aside from using alfalfa pellets as a slow-release fertilizer, it also helps build organic matter for the microbes. Microbes fixate nutrients so that the plants can easily use them, and in some cases, they even protect the plant from diseases. Now, in terms of application, compared to the alfalfa meal, which is more dried, ground up form of alfalfa, the pellets, you just throw it out in the ground and feel like Oprah. Like, you get some, and you get some. Everybody gets alfalfa. Yay! With alfalfa being a dicot, it means it's a broadleaf plant, and so it is susceptible to persistent herbicides. Therefore, you won't have to worry about persistent herbicides in those alfalfa pellets. I also have pets, and I can relate because I have a young dog who pretty much tries to sample everything she sees. Alfalfa pellets is pet safe. If you've stuck around to the very end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found something useful that you can use for your garden, and I will see you again next time.